Okay, I want to talk to you about shoes, and it's an odd topic to cover. It might seem like, well, why does he want to talk about shoes? They're actually very important with your athletic performance and your movement. They are what connects you to the world that we live in. In order for you to walk, in order for you to move around, we actually have shoes that separate us from the ground. So we need to make sure that it is the best situation for us and our movement pattern. So, we need to look at the different types of shoes that are available, what we're buying, and what our goals are before we actually make that selection. You don't want to buy a certain shoe and then go perform a different task with it because it's going to cause a different movement pattern. There's also different angles and lots of different things that you can look at when you're looking at shoes. If you go to select shoe stores, they'll actually have someone who goes through a fitting process and makes sure that the shoe fits your foot correctly. You want to make sure you do that, especially if you're running. Running injuries are caused by poor movement patterns and compensation, and a lot of times it can be because of the shoe. It can also be just based on your poor movement patterns, but we don't want to compensate. Anytime that people compensate, it's going to cause problems with their joints and with their movement patterns. So, everything from your ankles to your knees to your hips to your back can be affected by your shoes. So they're very important. Now the shoe that I have here is a New Balance Minimus, and it's the shoe that I run in. I tried to find the most minimal shoe that I could find without going to like the Vibrams or the toe shoes or whatever you want to call them, and without running barefoot. Now a lot of people run barefoot. To me, that's something that I would have as much injury risk running barefoot as I do run in a minimal shoe, so I would just rather run in a minimal shoe. But this particular shoe is very thin with the upper part. The sole's very thin, so it's about as basic as I can get without being barefoot. It's really light, really easy to move around in. It's great for walking or running, and this would be what I would wear if I was out running on the sidewalk or on pavement. Now I have cross-country type shoes that I would wear if I was on the field or playing sports or something like that. So there's other shoes I would utilize for that because I need a different type of shoe. Sometimes I trail run. I would wear that for trail running. So make sure you pick the shoe for whatever you plan on doing so that it helps with your movement pattern. It helps with making sure that you're getting the results that you want. Now, I also wanted to talk about this shoe. And if you see, it actually has a higher heel on it and it's supported. This is a squat shoe. It's something that is designed just to do squats. And I've seen a lot of conversation on the internet about, do I need shoes to squat in? Should I get shoes like that? If you look at Olympic athletes, a lot of them will have that shoe in order to perform their squat movements. Now, it's based on movement patterns, and there are 3 different types of anatomical positioning, and your hips are kind of designed 3 different ways. So based on your anatomy, it might be beneficial for you to have a squat shoe like this. It's something that's different for everyone, and we've come to run into that a lot with a lot of the stuff that we go over. Is I can give you the information and I will share with you as much as I can, but there is a lot of information that's just kind of general that might not apply to you specifically. And we're talking about 3 different types of hip designs, and each one is going to have a different need as far as mobility, and they would probably move in a different type of movement pattern. So, for me it works. It might not be something that you need, but in order to get in the lowest possible position, in order for me to keep from rounding my back, in order for me to go through my whole range of motion, I perform better with the squat shoe. Now, you may have seen some of the old lifting videos with like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Them, he would actually put a board underneath his heels. It's the same concept. Some people put weight plates. If you do something like that, please be safe. But the same concept is trying to utilize raising your heel in order to make sure that you can go in a further position, a further range of motion in the squat. So, lots of different things to consider when you're selecting a shoe make sure that you are taking those things into consideration, and make sure you're selecting a shoe based on your goals and your needs, because it's very important and it's going to affect your mobility and it's going to affect your performance.